Hello soulmates, it's Ty by Benny Love. I'll be teaching on how to cut the gown on my screen. Firstly, I'll go down by 9, then 14, which is the under bust. Then I'll be getting my shoulder, which is 7.5. My neck width, I use 3. I'll go down by 1 on the shoulder part. I'll be making my sleeve 11. I'll go down by 1 also. The neck, I'll making the neck 8. It's a V neck. Then I'll draw the line. I'll draw the line from 3 to meet the point 8. I want to at this point I'm trying to get the shoulder slope, if I'm correct. Okay. After which I stretch out my line to get. I'm supposed to do this before anything. I'm supposed to draft the line. Here is my chest point, then my under bust. Please always do this before you start. So I just extended what I got on the shoulder from the neck point to the shoulder down, the same measurement down to the chest point, down to the underbust. That's what I'm doing here. What I got on the shoulder, I brought it down to the underbust, but I minus 3. You can minus 3 or 4. So I'm just getting my together hand from the chest point to the underbust. You can come down. You can come down if you don't want your own to extend to the chest point. So I went down by 1. I'm trying to get the waist. So I did 5 inch. If you don't understand it, you can just minus the under bust after going down by 1 and then get your half length. Then here I got my waist circumference, which is 8. I used 8 for the waist circumference, the round waist. Then on this part, I will be putting my sewing allowance on this part, on that waist part, on the pattern paper. That's the allowance, 1.5 each. So I'm going down by 3 inch. After that waist point, I'm going down by 3 inch. I'll use that to achieve my asymmetric waistline. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So after this, I'll be cutting out what I have drafted. Please, if you don't want your together hand to go up to the chest line, you can just bring it maybe 2 inches below. But me, I just want my own to be there at the chest point. So especially when you have when you are sewing for a fat person and an oversized person, please come down by 2. So I'm just cutting out the pattern paper, then I'll place it on the fabric I'm using. I'll be adding half inch all around the fabric for the sewing allowance. After adding the half inch all around, I'll be cutting it out accurately. Okay, I just placed the pattern paper to get the back part. What I am adding is the zipper allowance, which I made 1.5, and below the waistline at the back, I'll be going up by 1.5 inch at the zipper part, in order to not to have any bulge. You know what I mean by bulge? Any folding when you're done sewing. So I went up on this part I'm about cutting by 1.5 to avoid that. After which I'll just cut out the same thing I cut, the same way I cut the front part. The only difference is the zipper allowance. Then I'll be making the back neck. I made the front 8, so I'm making the back 10 to go deeper. So you can make yours as deep as you want. You can even make it up to the under bust. Depends on what you want. This is the waist part that has the asymmetric waistline. So I'll just add 1/2 inch all round, apart from the allowance parts on the waist, on the sewing allowance. I already added it on the pattern. So I'll just add 1/2 inch on the part where doesn't have sewing allowance. After this, I'll just cut it out. After this, I would be placing that same part on the fabric again, another piece of fabric. Then I will be bringing out 1.5 inch for the zip allowance also. After bringing out this 1.5, that's the only thing I need to do at the back. I'll just cut it out. So I'll just pin it up in order not to misplace it, and then keep this aside. So I would be using 4.5 yards for my own gathers. I want it full, so I'll be using 4.5 yards for the gathers. After measuring the length, how I want, since it's a short gown I'm making, I'll measure the length. So for me, I'm using the total length from the shoulder to the gown length I'm using is 40. So I'll minus the half length, and then I would measure the remaining to complete 40. So after this, you can just stitch, go to your machine, and then make your dress. If you want the sewing tutorial, you can comment below. Thank you and bye.